Glad to have you. We begin tonight with release of the white paper on the NSAS panel report by the Lagos State government. The white paper released a few moments ago is coming 2 weeks after the judicial panel of inquiry submitted its report to the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Details of the paper are still not known, but we will join our correspondent Tokunbo Yetunji for details later. Meanwhile, the Lagos State government has expressed desire for true healing after the disturbances that trailed last year's protests against police brutality. In his first public comment on the Lagos NSAS panel report, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says only sustenance of harmony can guarantee the realization of aspirations of all residents. The governor says the leak of the unauthorized version of the report reopened a deep wound and generated much tension. He calls on residents to support the administration's peace efforts and reject those fueling anarchy and suspicion. The governor is planning to lead a walk for peace in December to herald the healing of the land.
I'll be leading a walk of peace to herald the healing of our land. Let me therefore use this occasion to extend an open invitation to all of our youths, members of the diplomatic corps, civil society groups, students, gentlemen of the press, media, and other stakeholders to join me. I want Falz, popularly called Falz. I would want Debo Adedayo, Mr Macaroni. I would want an activist lawyer, Mr Farotimi. I would want Temitope Majekodumi. I would want Mr. Shegun Awosonya. I want Adetong, just Detong, who draws me every day. I want legendary son of Falz Sheun Kuti. I would also want the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Akim Odumusu. I want the Commander of the RRS, CSP Yinka Egbeyemi, to join me on this historic march for their Lagos. Nobody will build this city for us. No nation will build the state for us. Let us show the world who we are. No foreign media will change negatively our narrative. We are Lagosians, a people of great renown, driven by the irrepressible spirit of Lagos. I want to thank you all for listening. God bless Lagos State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, musician Falz, popularly known as Falz, and comedian Debo Adedayo, well known as Mr Macaroni, have both rejected the invitation of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to a peace walk for the healing of Lagos. The duo rejected the invitation in separate reactions, saying genuine peacemaking should begin by first implementing the recommendations of the panel. They describe the walk of peace as a joke and a very disrespectful one. Shegun Awosonya, popularly known as Shegalink, however, says Sanwo-Olu has shown leadership with his mature response to the current controversy. All right, to begin our two-part conversation on this issue, we're joined remotely by popular comedian and youth activist Debo Adedayo, popularly called Mr. Macaroni. So nice to have you on Newsnight. Well, why are you rejecting the governor's overtures for a peace walk to heal the land? What do you have against that?
Okay, hi. So, well, I can say that I wasn't really invited because my name is Debo Adedayo, not Adebayo. But the Mr. Macaroni there can still work, sha. So it's Debo Adedayo. In the report, the governor said that he mentioned a walk of peace for healing of our land. Now, if someone is sick or is not feeling too well, and we are looking and we're saying we want to go through a process of healing. First, we all together need to accept that there is a sickness. That is, someone is sick or not feeling too well. So the patient must realize that I'm not feeling too well. All this thing you want to be doing, you don't have the strength to do it. The doctor that wants to treat the patient has to also know that something is wrong. The doctor has to accept the things that are wrong with the patient so that the doctor can be able to treat the person that is not feeling too well. So, but if we have a situation where the patient is aware that something is wrong, the doctor is saying, look, this is not what is wrong with you, we will have problems, because then the doctor will be recommending medicine or treatment that is not fit for that particular illness. So I don't think a walk of peace is the next thing in line at the moment. What is necessary is for the government to acknowledge that there has been some wrongdoings. Lives have been lost. People have been killed, dehumanized, threatened. Some people don't own their lives again. The government must accept this. Then the government has initiated a panel, inaugurated a panel. This panel sat for over a year. They came and they released their report. Now, the next line of action will be, since it is your panel, you inaugurated that panel, accept the report, you understand, and say, oh, okay, because I would love to ask a very nice question. What if the report of the panel did not come out the way it came out? What if the panel had said, oh, there was no massacre? Oh, the people did not die? Oh, nobody's... Would the government be doing this about the report? No. So I believe that the government needs to come to terms with the realities that happened during the entire protest and October 2020. They need to accept the things that have happened before we can all sit together and say, oh, okay, this is the way forward. But for now, this work of peace is not it.
But don't you think the state governor, the governor of Lagos State, has demonstrated really the fact that, yes, indeed, something is fundamentally wrong, and this step to call for peace walk might just be the first step to getting that much desired healing? Some of your NSAS members, Shegalink, is saying the governor is being mature in his disposition. What then is that thing that will bring closure for you and, of course, the NSAS movement as a whole? Because the governor said there is need for closure. What will it take?
Well, NSAS member or group of frontliners or protesters, or there's a way people have been able to join everything together and everybody together. In fact, some people will say that the peaceful protesters are hoodlums, that anybody that protested against police brutality or this is hoodlum. So I think someone like me, Debo Adedayo, as far as I know, I'm a concerned citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I do not feel comfortable. I do not feel happy. I do not feel peace of mind, knowing fully well that fellow youths, fellow citizens are out there being beaten up, being harassed, being threatened by police officers, being intimidated and victimized by government that is supposed to serve and to protect. That is, I can never sit right with me. You understand? So I'm just a concerned citizen using my voice and my platform to speak up.
Well, we've been told that the white paper has been released. The governor did mention that it will be released this evening, and it has been released. Do you trust that this white paper will take care of this? What are your thoughts on, what do you expect from this white paper?
Well, what I will be looking for in the white paper now is that if recommendations have been made by the panel, I expect that these recommendations are accepted, that the events of that day and the events of police brutality and injustice leading up to that NSAS protest is acknowledged, and that the recommendations going from justice for victims, a public apology from the government, a police reform, and all of that will be put in place. Anything contrary to what the panel has recommended will not cut it for me. It would simply mean that the government is not willing, is not ready to accept the reality of things, and they just want to do as if nothing. What they are simply telling us is, let's just have a walk of peace. Will the walk of peace erase everything that has happened? Someone like me, everything that I faced, will the walk of peace erase that from my memory? No, it will not. It will not. So we need to sit down, accept the facts, and work on these facts. That is what is going to cut it for me. The closure for me will be justice. Anything other than justice, no.
All right, Debo Adedayo, also known as Mr Macaroni, thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight.